This is a message from a version of you that went a different path. And it's going to be the last big fork that you can remember in the road, the last big split, where if you would have stayed with that person or in that industry or doing that job or doing that career, or if you would have gone away from the thing you've been in and ended up taking that thing. Like, it's the last big one that kind of first comes to mind, all right? And if you feel that, if you're able to take a deep breath and really feel what that is right away or after you breathe, then this message is for you, okay? So that version of you that's in that other reality, other timeline, what do they want to tell you? What do you need to know? What do they want to communicate to you? Some of them have left like a message on a recording for you in the astral. They've been waiting for you to get this somehow, to receive this. What do they want you to know? Okay, so they're acknowledging the decision or a decision, this cross that happened in the past. They're also acknowledging warfare between you and the odds, I'm hearing. Mental confusion, maybe mental illness, not being sure which way to go, the indecision. There could have been conflict between you and others about this, or you and another about this when the cross happened. They're acknowledging the storyline here and confirming their presence, confirming their validity, let's say. I don't know why I heard viability, but they're confirming that. Right? What else do you need to know from them? What do you need to know from them? What do they want to tell you? This version of yourself is actually saying, wow, this version of yourself, it looks like they spent a lot of time, or still are, in a lot of illusions built from past pain and trauma. This version of yourself seems to still really be holding on to or remembering the story of where you came from. And there's one aspect of that version that is, it's good, that they're acknowledging it with you, but there's another aspect of it that it feels like there's still an illusion or a weakness almost in that part, that version of you, because of the way that they have held a lot of this. There's a lot of pain here around lack and survival, and then also having to depend on others or certain systems that they normally wouldn't want to depend on to kind of lift them up out of that survival, out of that lack, but that it doesn't actually bring the satisfaction, if that makes sense to say this way. They're also acknowledging there could have been in the past for you guys financial abuse, or where you had to be given it to others, and that was really hard for you because you weren't ever able to fully break certain ties, okay? And there's still a mystery or an illusion about this version of you. There's still, and I feel like some of that is built off of the past stories. What else does that version want to tell you? What else does that version want you to know? Wow. I feel like this version's had a lot of troubles with trusting others and thinking like, oh, okay, what a relief this is. But then it feels like it's a little for a lot, or no, it's a lot for a little. This version doesn't feel like they're as honest with themselves yet. And I also get this strong feeling that they did not make it or experience something as far as you would have expected before they already moved, for it was already like a done cycle where they moved on. Let's see if we can get anything else tangible. How is this version of you living? How is their current life? Yeah, see, there's a lack of awakeness. It's like they were able to enjoy the asleepness a little longer, or versions of the sleeping, versions of the illusion and the mystery, the mystique. But there was a lot of trauma connected to living like that. A lot of past tethers and ties. Like this person, this part of you, this other version of you is really weighed down by so much of their past, and they haven't been able to really feel lightness or relief or release of that. You must be the version that has spent a lot of energy on like healing, a lot of focused and concentrated energy on healing and releasing a lot of that from you so you can feel lighter, because this version feels a lot denser in that way. Anything else you should know about this version of you? Please and thank you. Yeah, this version's almost emotionally unavailable. Like, I don't know if they're fully able to experience like real connection or real love or real, and maybe you aren't yet either, but you feel a lot further along on that journey. This version of you also hasn't felt emotional satisfaction. They haven't felt emotional fulfillment. Not truly. And what about the world for this version? Why is the world here for this version of you? Oh, wow. It also seems that this version had to be forced or moved out of by the universe, certain cycle or certain place they were in, maybe even the thing that this version of you chose or didn't choose. Like it's like you were forcibly removed because you were holding it. And even after being removed, it's held, like it's held the thing that didn't, or the thing that never fully came, that's like this illusion or this idea of what was supposed to be. This path has a lot of sharp objects. This person, this version of you, they are a different person now, but this version of you did not have a harmonious contracts. It wasn't like a great contract, or it didn't last long, or this could be like a marriage, you know, it didn't work out. They're not, what more so the bigger message is like they don't have a lot of emotional connection that is trustworthy and like harmonious. They don't really have that strong love connect. There could have been a divorce. There could have been just never meeting anybody that they're able to really marry or connect with, or this could be like not signing trustworthy contract, or just not being in really aligned situations with people that are harmonious. Wow. This version of you did push themselves out of their comfort zone. That's true. But this version of you also, it seems that they may have almost like lost the Emperor here because of their emotional unavailability, or wow. It almost feels like they saw somebody or understood that someone was right for them, or that even a certain company or something was really right for them. But they were never able to, it looks like they weren't able to fully lock that down. Because it made them feel too overwhelmed and shocked with vulnerability and feeling out of control. And that's something that you've been regulating, but they were not. Their feelings and emotions felt out of control with this. Like they just couldn't. Wow. This version could be quite lonely, okay? It's like they did a lot of fighting, a lot of struggling to end up very hermited, very lonely, and in a different way than the one you are experiencing now might assume. I feel like whatever moment of climax this version may have had, it did not end up this way. All right, that's what we have on this, guys. I hope it helps.